here, 3v3, Estia Province, blue team. Bunch of chaos. We've got zeetorq as a chaos sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander, lots of great manipulation and control abilities, and can hurt you pretty bad too. This is the Thousand Suns elite scheme, recolored I believe, alongside two plague champions. First up is Shiny Flash with the Death Guard elite scheme, and we also have Tinibombini. These guys are ranged combat by default with damage over time bolters, can get melee weapons, increasing utility and support, can build turrets and repair for the very slow plague champion. Has run into some scouts. Those are Bahamut, plays a force commander of Reagan offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. This is the Imperial Fists elite scheme. Now we have two brother captains. First up is KickassKev, and we also have Marutectz, durable commanders that move through objects, Reagan offense and support, fight in melee combat. Plague champion versus brother captain. On the east side, the other brother captains alone, as it were, against a sorcerer, and this is 2.4, so we should be seeing some operatives action and some other cool stuff. Not played 2.4 myself, but we'll see what everyone else is making of it. I know there's some talking about the operatives' ability to detonate their explosive satchel on generators and one-shot them, which a bunch of people are not happy about. And because they can, I think the biggest problem is they can get multiple generators with it. So 1-2 on Cat. Stormtroopers weighing in with their rangefire, but that strat squad is not getting away. Painful stuff. Heretics doing their job big time there. I think Space Marines weighing in with some melee combat too, but big win. First engagement for zeetorq, that was KickassKev losing his strat squad there. Marutectz are in retreat. KickassKev now getting some operatives up. We'll see how well they can shred those heretics with their shotguns. No suppression in tier 1 for Grey Knights now, so they need to be able to peel off models, those operatives, and they're going to be pretty good at it, I think, especially if they can land that stun bomb of theirs. We'll see if he's able to do it. Here are the operatives. Versatile squad, can support with a smoke grenade with the fallback plan upgrade, can do some tricky things with their retreat, also throw a stun bomb and have some pretty decent piercing damage from close-ish range. It's not as short range as scout shotguns, I don't think, but it's shorter than standard 38 range. Standardish. That's what I see as a standard of mine. Of course, going to take some damage backs away. KickassKev getting another strat squad up. Marutectz now has operatives, and Bahamut goes for assault marines. Are we going to see melee plague champions in response? Some melee heretics. We already have an aspiring champion heretic squad for Tinibombini. If just one of those plague champions gets his sword out and starts weighing in on those assault marines, they could be taking some serious pain. Here it is, the operatives pushing up, and stormtroopers with their warrior acolyte. You see him standing there giving a damage buff to the stormtrooper squad and some health regen to surrounding allies. You see it kicking in. Heretics will just about get away. This Shiny Flash who gets their sparring champion up just in time, got them into trouble there. The Raptors are going to jump there. He goes, suppressing that entire proper stuff. Got the operatives and the stormtroopers, and now we might see the warrior acolyte weighing into combat. Look at that. In fact, he backs them away, leaves his strike squad to get into melee. 499, 454. Yeah, Strat squad doing a really good job, and it was a good idea for him to back off the stormtroopers, even with the acolyte. They're not really there to go toe to toe with heavy infantry jump squads jumping in. Steal that 1-to-1 Cat. Red team are taking the west side. KickassKev able to grab it, and he's got the wreck point. zeetorq, distracted, was pulled into the mid, despite his very, very good early engagement. Was surprised he didn't try and bash Gen straight up, having wiped the strat squad. zeetorq has havocs, as does Tinibombini. Stormtroopers now in retreat. I think it has purchased a sergeant, so they are up to 7 models now. KickassKev with another strike squad on the way. No Rhino. Operatives and Rhino seen as a pretty strong tier 1 general build, I think. Gives them even more mobility to get around the place. What's this? Siege of the Rift? Yeah. Gets his Havocs out of trouble. Nice play from zeetorq. He's fighting from kind of the opposite side of his base here. 4-6-2, 4-5-4 is a 2-1 cap for the red team. Brother Captain trying to draw fire and get in there. Does a decent job. Didn't quite have this double strat squad up far enough to put pressure on the Havocs there. So now he's backing away. So doesn't really have a way to get at them. I suppose he could get the grenade launchers and disrupt and try and follow it up. But with Heretics there to do blast and stuff, and a Sorcerer himself who can do some nasty damage in tier 1 with the Sword of Flame. Doesn't have it at the moment though. 4-4-3, 4-5-4. Raptors jumping on the Operatives, and this is a big weakness, I think, of the Operatives, getting jumped by jump troops. They can still throw their stun bomb, but they'd of course be stunning themselves. But could have been good. But still an option if the jump squad is the only thing around. Just stun yourself, stun the jump squad, and shoot at them with the other stuff. But that is their general weakness. Grey Knights in general in tier 1, trying to handle those jump squads. You can duck into a Rhino if you're quick enough while the jump animation is going. Also counter-initiate with the strike squad. They're not superb at it, but they do have a really good special attack. So if they can catch those Raptors or those Assault Marines moving, they can get some hits. Stormtroopers have grenade launchers and their frag grenade to try and hit melee squads with. It's a ground targeted ability though. So not always easy, especially if they're already jumped into your lines, as it were. Nurgle Worship, Havoc's twitching around and not set up properly. 4-4-2, 4-3-1 is a very even tier 1 in general. KickassKev has recovered really well. Now with Operatives and double strike squad, zeetorq with double Havocs, double CSM. He is ready for tier 2 with double Havocs. Can adapt them with marks and pretty much combat everything reasonably well. What does KickassKev get versus that? Teleporter for the Brother Captain, I would think. Stun bomb goes off, Zip, Liquor Assassin and Librarian maybe. 4-2-7, 4-3-1. Sanctuary would certainly help keep those Heretics off it.
Ready for eternal war!
Is he trying to flank around his side? He knows that there's at least one Havoc, but I'm not sure if he's seen the other. Is he ignoring him? He might be going for the power bash here.
Your forces obey you.
He's in tier 2 and the Sergeant is on the way. I think we're going to see the explosive satchel charge in action on generators here. And this is what everyone is disliking. Are they going to throw it out? 4-1-3, 4-3-1. There it is. If you position it right, you can hit multiple gens, but he only throws it on the node, which is a bit silly. It doesn't one-shot the node, I don't think. It only one-shots generators. But you can usually get 2 of them with it. But he didn't. Oh, he wants to steal it, that's why. 4-1-3, 4-2-3. There's a 3.75 second fuse, by the way. The satchel charge. Oh, we do have a melee play champion. That is Shiny Flash, also has Fetid and a Mucus Discharge. Pretty solid build, I think. But the Captain chasing him down has the Nemesis Force Sword, Blessed Aegis, and the Unending Purge. Blood Crusher chasing down a Force Commander, might finish him off here. He's got the Thunderhammer, so doesn't really want to fight that guy. Artificer also. Can the Blood Crusher get a couple more hits? Looks like he's turning to engage the Strike Squad now. Operatives dropping that smoke bomb as they retreat. They can break their retreat, but with only 2 models and a Blood Crusher hanging around, he's probably not going to do that. 4-1-3, 3-9-4, they can't break it with the fallback plan, that is. Double Eternal War CSM, no sign of the aspiring champion for the CSM. Slaughter, of course, was toned down in 2.4. It now begins on cooldown, and not as good in melee with it. They do less damage and don't have the crazy health regen when they're out of combat anymore. 413, 394. And the node is going to go down. Did he get his node back? Yes, he did. Havoc's capped it. Needs to load it up. What's this? Bashing nodes all of a sudden. Usually people bash gems immediately because they go down quicker. But he didn't actually get the node there. Heretics with their aspiring champion and chained up Havoc, but he can't cover all angles. There's the teleporter from the brother captain on KickassKev. But when they get a melee weapon up just to be a little bit more killy while he's in there, the halberd is awesome with just 35 power, I think, just as a killy item. 413, 380. Havoc's doing a good job suppressing. The Salt Marines, I think they jumped the forward Havocs. Where did those Havocs go? Did they get? I think they got rifted out. Vindicator Assassin is on the field. Marutectz has got a Dreadnought up. That Grey Knight Dreadnought now begins with the grenade launcher on top of it, which is pretty awesome. Raptors walking into that wall of shotgun fire from the operatives. Let's have a look at that Dreadnought with the grenade launcher on it. There it is. Oh, he's gone for the melee upgrade as well, which gives it a further 150 hit points, as you see there. I think he has a new animation for his special attack, which I'm looking forward to seeing. I've not actually seen it yet. I think he spins around 360. It's always been in the game but for whatever reason, Relic didn't use it on the Space Marine Dreadnought. So now it's on this guy. Vindicator Assassin getting shots in with Exodus rounds. Bahamut's looking pretty thin now. Had a bad engagement there. Plague Marines up for Tinibombini, or those chosen, though they are regular Plague Marines. Got a small buff to their piercing damage on their bolters and got some extra health regen. And that also applied to chosen Plague Marines who also got melee resistance. So they now have melee resist and even more health regeneration. I'm not sure how you're meant to beat those guys 1v1 in melee combat now, unless you have a lot of splash damage or something. Interested to see if anything in tier 2 can stand up to them 1v1 and actually make them run away. 377, 380, Assault Marines jumping in on the Havoc's, forcing him off. Has he gone for double autocannons here? He has. So he's lost his suppression, but now has huge amounts of autocannon damage. And here's the Chaos Dreadnought. Its autocannon was also buffed. Not also buffed, it was buffed. The Havoc autocannons were not buffed because they're already nuts. 377, 373. That's the demonic summoning or whatever it's called. Global ability of the Sorcerer will spit out blood letters. I think it's for 15 seconds and allow you to reinforce around it as well, which is awesome. Some really weird coloured blood letters there. Looking pretty cool. That Death Guard Dreadnought looks awesome. No upgrades at all for the CSM. Oh, now he's getting Nurgle and Tzeentch and got the Eternal War, I think, as well. 377, 366. Blood Crusher is still around. Interrogation are up, but they need to purchase their side cannons if they want to damage that Blood Crusher. The Grey Knight Dreadnought hanging back, not getting involved. What's going on? There he comes. There he comes. Smack. Afraid of the Plague Marines maybe who are getting their missile shots in. Blood Crusher holding his own is going to go down. Take Champion now weighing in for Tinibombini with the Plague Fist and goes down. This is a dead Dreadnought, I think. Stormtroopers trying desperately to repair. It's still around. Can the Plague Marines get the shot they need? Surely he's going to go for it. Needs to tie up those Plague Marines really quickly. No! The Dreadnought survives. Wow. Ballsy. Lucky. Whatever it was, the Dreadnought's around. Here comes the Chaos Dreadnought though, could just shoot it down with the autocannon. I think looks like he's going into melee for that 73 DPS heavy melee smack. Is it going to be enough? Because now the Grey Knight Dreadnought's turned around with repair support and melee resist, and it's going to take down that Chaos Dread. Big mistake there from, I think that was Shiny Flash's Dreadnought. Yeah, he's the Death God guy, right? Yeah. 376, 332. For the captain in a fight with a plague champion. Level 3. Wow, really good special attack, and he uses it to escape. No, stays in there. Now has a lot of support. Auto cannon for Tinibombini. Look at the damage that was coming before he teleported in. And the Hell Fury Strike dropped in from one of the Dreadnought players, most likely KickassKev, like, no, Marutectz, I suppose. KickassKev is on the other side. Leveled up his strat squad to 2 and 2, and the operatives are still level 1. He's got Paladins on the way. A lot has been said about the Paladins in 2.4. General consensus from those that are talking on the forums, which is not everyone, is that they're too strong. As I said, not played to grip for myself, not seen them in action in their current state. They do have a bug in that their teleport does not cost energy, and it should be costing 60 energy. That's a bug which will be fixed. But at the moment they can teleport for free essentially. 376, 291. Lots of changes for those guys in 2.4. We'll see them soon. Touch of Nurgle on some Raptors. Touch of Nurgle changed. It now deals even less damage when used on Heretics, down to 25. But it now heals for 33% of the target's health. So if you use it on a Chaos Terminator, you're getting a massive heal. And obviously a very small heal if you use it on Heretics, which is a further nerf. So it's now quite a bit worse to use it on Heretics, though. The fact that they can Doom Blast, I think, makes up for that. Chaos Terminator is on the field for Shiny Flash. Here are the Paladins. These guys can now retreat with a 3-minute cooldown. It's called Withdrawal, I think. And they have Shotgun as well. Helps them fight numerous melee squads. 376-253. Some people think it's just a bit too much that they have going for them now. 2 escape mechanisms, especially as one of them is bugged right now, doesn't cost energy. There's the teleport. And there's Shockwave, good grief. Sent the Havocs flying, doesn't quite finish them off. As you saw there, it's a bit like Merciless Strike, but I think it does more damage than Merciless Strike. Oh, actually lifts up some of the ground. That is awesome. Look at that. No idea that effect was in. 376, 236. 6-1 cap for the blue team. And there's the Paladins withdrawing. Space Marine Terminator is going to make fun of them later. They're out of there. And breaking stuff as well. And even getting a nice speed buff. Look at that. We're at Dreadnought level 2, having a fight with a Plague Champion. Why would you use the Pestilence Strike? Now that is going to get massive amounts of damage resistance. That was very, very strange. Lightning Claw, Chaos Terminator is weighing in on the Dreadnought. It looks like it is going to go down. Auto Cannon Fire. Wow, those auto cannons are so powerful. That's going to get shots on the Chaos Terminators here. 369, 219. I think you already used a teleport, right? So you can't teleport on this blob and tear things up. No, he's taken a lot of... No, he didn't have the teleport. There we go. Used it defensively. 355, 219. Double cap for the red team. Can one of these guys drop a Land Raider, or maybe Bahamut get a Land Raider up? Because that would be super powerful with those retreating Paladins. How's that Vindicare doing? He's still level 1. Blue team might be able to push through and get a full bash, but red team are coming over, maybe perhaps sensing that and cutting them off here. Vanguard veterans on the field. Bad news for Marco Zine CSM. And zeetorq has 3 of them, I think. Yes, grief. There's the Chains of Torment. Lots of damage on the Vanguard veterans. Can they finish them off? I think they will. Kept them in play a little bit too long, and down they go. He's going to lose his... Ouch. Were those Stone Guard or just Tactical Marines? I think those are Stone Guard. Yeah. You see how quickly that stuff was lost. That's what can happen in World War II. Paladins wrecking some Havocs, but now get caught by the Marcos in CSM, but of course they are able to retreat out of there now. Look at that. They did lose some health down to 5250, but that's still a huge amount of health. 320, 219. The biggest issue, I think, is that they can now retreat out of stuns and stuff like that, which used to be death sentences for Terminator variants. 1-to-1. That's a demonic summoning thing. I thought it was a Sigil of the Rift. Some assault Terminator is called in by Bahamut. These guys got a damage buff for their hammers, now doing 100 damage per hit, I think. Which is probably around 60-70 DPS. Phobos on the field from Tinibombini, and he's backing it up with a Chaos Predator 2. There's the Dirge Caster, maybe a little bit wasted, used it on a strike squad. What is the cooldown on that thing? I think it's 60 seconds. Might have wanted to use that when Paladins were bearing down on him. But hey, he's pushed through. Uh-oh, Satchel Charge wipes out the CSM. Was not paying attention there. Those are stuff retreating. Phobos is gonna stay here for how much longer though? The Paladins are in play. There's the Pestilent Strike just to stun them and stop them chasing the Phobos. Phobos needs to keep moving. Pointless using the stun if you're just going to sit there afterwards. Doing a lot of damage to the Paladins, but is it enough before they can retreat again? That 3-minute cooldown. Wow, they're still chasing it down. See, this is why you shouldn't have used your Dirge Caster. It was questionable pushing it up that far in the first place. It looks like he's definitely going to lose the Phobos. Paladins wrecking it, and they're able to retreat when they need to. Do they lose a model? I don't think they are going to lose a model, no. Paladin's tough. Stormtroopers level 3 capping. Looks like they've lost their sergeant, but still have the little warrior acolyte there. Sorcerer hits level 5 and has Tome of Subjugation queued up for tier 3, so he can no doubt gain control of those Paladins. I wonder what if he gained control of them and retreated them. Can you do that? Would they retreat to his base? That would be nuts. I'm not actually sure what happens if you can retreat units that you are subjugating. 290, 209. It's a double cap. Chaos Predator for Tinibombini without a mark. Level 8 Plague Champion with the Plague Sword. The shiny flash up to 1178 hit points. What's going on west side is pretty quiet. Maybe get some artillery over here, zeetorq, with some blastmasters maybe, but he's in tier 3, and when people are in tier 3, they generally want to get tier 3 stuff.
Mine is the superior will.
Great and clean one maybe. He's got triple Marutectz CSM, but nothing else. But look at that range damage on the strike squad. They've got to retreat out of there. There we go. Where are those Paladins at? Coming out of base right now. We have a Lambert Crusader for Marutectz pulled in. There's the remains of the Phobos. And the Crusader can now use Frag Assault. The same ability that the Land Raider Redeemer has, which is an awesome ability. Bahamut floating tons. What is he up to? Is he saving up for a Land Raider? Must be. He's that 200 power. 288168. Operative's been a real nuisance infiltrating and sneaking up on those havoc. Some good operative play from Marutectz. Those guys must be level 4, not level 3. Hell Fury. Lightning Claw Terminators taking huge amounts of damage now, backing away. And here come those triple Marutectz CSM. That is so much Inferno damage, 18 DPS per model, and they're leveling up. These guys level 4. Suppressed though by the Crusader. Marutectz Tzeentch Predator tank to combat the Crusader, and another Phobos, this time from Shiny Flash. And he's got 2 Chaos Terminators. Get the autocannon on these guys, I think. KickassKev getting some Dreadnought Terminators. Paladins are limited to 1, which should be said, but they are pretty damn awesome. Maybe increase their cost or something. Land Raider Redeemer is on the way for Bahamut, and I mean, he does have triple Marco Tzeentch CSM, but is it enough with Land Raider Redeemer support to deal with this super heavy infantry here? On cap for KickassKev and his red team, but they're going to lose that west side. What level is this guy? Level 8. Another Phobos, this time from zeetorq. I suppose they want to hunt down that Crusader, do they? And all of the havocs are dead. Yes, they are. And more Lightning Claw Terminators. Wow, looks like he's going to dedicate these guys to ripping apart the Dreadnought Terminators and the Paladins. And we'll see if they can. It's going to at least force them to retreat, you would think. 248, 164. We might see a massive engagement here. Uh-oh. Teleporting Thunderhammer Force Command is really bad news for CSM. With Marco Tzeentch, these guys are going to join in the fight. Chaos Terminator is sitting around. Who are they going to go after? They're going after the Dreadnought Terminators here. Stormtroopers getting shots in, but they'll shrug that off with their super heavy infantry armor. And Marco Tzeentch CSM to help out. What is the Force Commander going to do? He's going to revive his brother captain here. There's a lot of damage on those Terminators. Now they've used their teleport. They can retreat, of course. They might need to here. There is the retreat. They lose a model, but that was it. The Lightning Claw Terminators were actually in retreat pod, but they teleported away to save themselves. Paladins now subjugated. 248, 130. And doing nothing with their subjugation. Shockwave misses. Looks awesome. 248, 123. Bakery is getting a bit too close. Now the Phobos. How aggressive do you be with this thing? We saw what the Paladins did to the last Phobos. Don't waste your Dirge Cast. So there's double Phobos now. This could be really bad for that Crusader. And Imperial Abyss from one of the Plague Champion players. You see the new effect for the Plague Champions, Imperial Abyss. And yes, the Sorcerer does have a purple Tzeentchy one too. There's the Dirge Caster. There's an orbital. Nuke's going off. Pretty decent orbital, forced off all of the CSM, I think. Well, here come a bunch more. The Crusader lives for now. How did you survive that purgation? 2 las cannons to the back of the head. I guess it was a coup. This Crusader is going to be chased down and taken out, I think. Las cannon is getting shots in on the Phobos, but now they are forced off in turn by Lightning Claw Terminators, and those guys are shredding heavy infantry as you'd expect. Dirge Caster going off to help against the Dreadnought Terminators. Down goes the Crusader, and Dreadnought Terminators have to retreat out immediately. Land Raider Redeemer sitting on the natural BP for Bahamut. Had a rough time as Bahamut since he lost his Vanguard and his Stern Guard, I think. 2-to-1 cap, blue team in a pretty good position now. It's a good push there. Took out a Crusader pretty easily. And they have double Lightning Claw Terminators, and that is scary for Paladins and Dreadnought in general. 2-to-1 cap. Of course, Connor is getting in trouble, has the Sacred Standard now, and is level 9 as well. Oh, he's got the fist. He was going after the Phobos then. Those Terminators scaring off a bunch of Grey Knights. Now we'll walk back to base. They can't retreat, of course. Everything retreating back to this Land Raider. That's a big goblin stuff. Just asking to be nuked there. zeetorq very close to having a nuke of his own. We might see the Tzeentch nuke here. Oh, down goes the Chaos Predator. Bunch of stuff on this VP. Can they keep it off him? Here comes the Phobos from Shiny Flash. They're doing a good job trying to keep this thing mobile between the center and the west side. Subjugated. Paladins using their shockwave. And they stopped the cap, but it did get decapped. Now look at this. Marutectz and CSM doing so much damage, but the Paladins are able to retreat out. 248, 73 is a 1-to-1. And the fourth Phobos of the game is coming in from Tinibombini. So there's going to be 3 on the field at once. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I can't remember seeing that. Operatives getting away here from Marutectz, just about. Blue team retaining a natural. There's a lot of stuff here. This guy has fetid, yeah, so he can suppress all of this stuff with Unholy Stench, and that's what he did. That thing actually does a little bit of damage as well, Unholy Stench. As you see there, 4 piercing damage and 300 courage damage every 2 seconds. So it keeps you suppressed for a hell of a long time. 248, 63. Redeemer is perhaps quite wisely staying the hell away from the Phoboses. And here's the third Phobos. Are we going to see a massive engagement mid? zeetorq surely has the nuke now, yes. And Tinibombini is pretty close to having his. Not that far away. In fact, they're all over 400. That is so tempting for a nuke. There it is. There's the Tzeentch nuke from zeetorq. They can retreat right through it to the Redeemer. They're trying to get into it, but only 4 can get in at once. Wow, really good nuke there. Killed a whole bunch of stuff, and yes, all of the nukes are identical. Don't pay attention to those doom bolts flying out. They don't actually do anything, it's just visual. And pretty awesome visuals they are. You can thank Wise Windu for all of the great new effects you're seeing in 2.4, including those nukes. Land ready to fight. Phobos is pretty low. Side cannon's getting shots in. And here come Paladins. And that's a dead Phobos. Didn't even try to save him. Is that because he's floating huge amounts of resources? 248, 34. There's the frag assault. Massive engagement here. Look at the amount of Marutectz and CSM. 4 from zeetorq and 1 from Shiny Flash and 1 from Tinibombini. There's another Nurgle nuke. 248, 26. Redeemer lives somehow. Paladin's chasing down the other Phobos, but they're not going to get away from the... Oh, he's got subjugated. The Phobos lives. 248, 26. Down goes the Redeemer. There's another Nurgle nuke. Yeah, Paladins are being brought back towards the blue bases by... Who is that? KickassKev. He's just trying to get them away from the Lightning Claw Chaos Terminators, but now they need to retreat through them and they're not going to live. Down go the Paladins. That must have been very satisfying. And look at the red team now. Massive engagement, and they've lost pretty much everything. Have they given up? 216, 26. Red team with a double, but blue team with a huge army advantage now. Shiny Flash thinking about what he's going to get next. Another Phobos. Does he go for? Does he want a great clean one? KickassKev has a nuke, he says in chat. Maybe they can turn things around with it. It's a big ask. This Phobos is going to take forever to repair. Do they even have any heretics? zeetorq is purchasing some. Tinibombini has some, and in fact Shiny Flash also has some. Great clean one it is for Shiny Flash. Some Plague Marines for Tinibombini. And another Redeemer for Bahamut. Are you going to cap this, guys? What's going on here? zeetorq not interested in capping. There we go. 178.26. I think it's over for the red team, but need a miracle. Level 7 Plague Champion. Hey, you might think this many CSM is nuts with Nurgle and Tzeentch, but they were against retreating Paladins and stuff. They generally made them retreat pretty damn quickly. Got what he needed. Orbital destroys the shrine. Those guys not even retreating out and they live. He did take out the heretics. Sorcerer on capping duty, and he's trying to push up to keep things away from the VP. Bash some gens, do something. Here come Paladins. These are Marutectz. wrist-mounted side cannon. They also have the Labyrinth for holy ground. Teleporting away from all of that Marco Z stuff. 152, 26 is Phobos, still needs repairs pretty badly. Oh no, operatives. Decapping, under infiltration. Here comes a great and clean one. There's a retreat. These guys do not have the fallback plan, so you didn't see the smoke drop there when they retreated. The team need to get that natural back and hold it. KickassKev's brother captain is only level 3 after all this fighting. He's only level 3, has the Holy Armor of Titan. Increases health by 500. Is that still correct? I thought it, yeah, I think it is 500. I think it was increased from 400 to 500. Paladins have found a tank. Can they reach it though? Do they even need to reach it? Look at that side cannon doing work. On rear armor doing huge amounts of work. They should be turning around and forcing them into melee combat so they can't fire that thing. But I think this is a gonger. It's going to be chased down. Blade Marines now in retreat and down goes that Predator tank. Will it make a difference? The Urgecaster goes off. Not entirely sure why. No idea. Did he just force off that brother captain? I'm reading that. 152, 16. Great and clean one waddling in. He's hungry, I think. Marutectz getting some Dreadnought Terminators now. Power Fist has disabled the Phobos, but now it's back in play. 152, 16. 1-to-1 cap. Red team desperately holding on. I think it is a lost cause. But blue team can't seem to hold this VP here. Not sure what's going on. We've got a Phobos and 20 million Chaos Space Marines. You still can't hold it. Red P1 getting really close to that beamer, but he's not going after it. Assault Terminators now. I'm going to say, do they get lightning claws and try and shred through this stuff, or do they go for the Phobos? So they're more concerned about the Phobos right now. Grey Knight Dreadnought with the melee upgrade for KickassKev is going to go down. 142, 16. Just desperately trying to get this VP here. What's going on blue team's natural? They have lost it again, have they? The Plague Champion having to retake. Grey Knight terminates here. Red team's natural seeing no threat whatsoever. Blue team maybe not aggressive enough. I don't think they quite realised how much stuff the red team lost. Should have been pushing through. KickassKev is down to a single unit. Blue team are taking the VP back slowly but surely on this west side. Yet another abyss. This time from zeetorq. Going to help take out that Redeemer. Definitely Phobos can just chase it down if it needs to. 129, 15. Blue team will get the natural back eventually. Red team's natural under no threat whatsoever. KickassKev and Bahamut now with nothing whatsoever. Blue team really have made a meal of this. I thought they were just going to like sit a Phobos on this VP and repel everything, but some lots of sneaky decaps from red team. But now surely it's over. 127 to 15 and seriously depleted armies for red. Capping the west side again. They do have their natural at least. Paladins have found a Phobos. And they have that wrist-mounted side cannon to chase as well. Such a strong combat unit. There's a 2-to-1. It is going to be the end of the game, but those guys did take the Phobos out. Lose a model, but then could retreat out. There's the 2-to-1, and blue team are going to take it. Chaos standing strong. I think Bahamut's engagement where he lost the Vanguard and the Stern Guard really setting back, and some really good pushes on the west side from the blue team. And good usage of the Phoboses after Shiny Flash. Didn't really use his very well when he pushed it all the way up here and lost it. But hey, there you have it. Let's look at the commanders end of the game. zeetorq Sorcerer level 10. Plague Champion level 10 for Shiny Flash, level 8 for Tinibombini. The commanders did really well. Level 3 by the captain, level 10 Force Commander, and a level 6 by the captain. We didn't see a whole lot of the operatives bashing generators, but why did he get stayed like that for? it's a cool idea. You have this unit that can kind of infiltrate itself into the enemy lines and sabotage generators, but I think the fact that they can get multiple generators at once makes it a little bit OTT. And Paladins, we saw their retreating ways, didn't we? Yeah, they are retreating right now. I mean, really difficult to take out. I think it was Tome of Subjugation in the end that helped take them out, but imagine if it was a 1v1 and trying to deal with the Paladin. You'd only have a single army to try and deal with them, along with everything else. That would be really tough. But they have it. The first 2.4 game. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time, guys.